This episode of Babblin and Dabblin is brought to you in part by Max Moore Marketing. Max Moore has joined the B&D team to help us gas up the podcast, and he can do the same for your brand or business. If you're in need of logos, graphic design, videography, photography, you need some flyers made, you need business cards made, whatever you need for your brand or business, Max Moore can help you out with that. To see some of Max Moore's work and to inquire about services, go today to Instagram at Max Moore Marketing or on Facebook, Max Moore Marketing LLC. That's MAXMOORE Marketing. Go today if you need to gas it up. Welcome to the show. This is Babblin and Dabblin. You already know we a podcast. Yeah, we babblin' and dabbling. Podcast. Yeah, we babblin' and dabbling. Babblin' and dabbling. Babblin' and dabbling. Welcome to the show. This is Babblin and Dabblin. You already know we a podcast. Yeah, we babblin' and dabbling. Podcast. Yeah, we babblin' and dabbling. Babblin' and dabbling. Babblin' and dabbling. All right.
Sacred P word.
All right. Yeah, so I'm Bill Burr and Lucy K's love child. And
all right.
I'm hateful like him.
Yeah.
You know, I hate everything. So I'm like, yeah, Bill Burr. Well, he said something. I watched his special where he was like, you know, everything is absolutism now. It's like you're either full left or full right, and if you're in the middle, you're called one of those other things.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I agree with that because...
Was this Paper Tiger?
Yeah, I think it was Paper Tiger, the newer one that he has out. And it made me feel that way because it's either you're ACAB or you're fucking All Lives Matter. And it's like, I'm neither one of those things. Like, shit.
I think you're both stupid.
Yeah. Especially the all cops are bastards thing. Like,
I mean, they are, but, you know, also I don't have to really think that.
Well, not all of them. Like, come on. You know, like, there's few cops out there that are like, they might want to do something like good for the community and shit, but it's a boys club. You have to like sort of play in the bounds that you have. My friend's dad's a cop, so I get like a little bit more insight into Louisville Metro Police Department. So it's just it's hard being a cop too. Like I have to understand that like shit. You know, well, not only that, but you know,
this is not the place for bootlicking. Fuck on.
Oh yeah, no. ACAB for life,
or else I get blocked on Facebook if
1312, dude. 1312.
Well, and that's something that I like agree about and shit. Like police reform should obviously happen.
Yeah.
And you know, black people are being targeted. But why isn't it Brown Lives Matter? Because there's other minorities too. But, you know, like they're not treated fairly either. But
it's because black people are targeted at a higher rate than other people of color.
Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. But it is like. I understood, like, when, Scott, you said something about it, like, you were way back in the day, like, All Lives Matter made sense to you because it's inclusive. And, like, Black Lives Matter is kind of exclusive.
Sorry.
But it's like feminism.
Was that me? Did I say that?
You said something about, like, you understood it back then, why white people were upset.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I got that, too, when it first came around. I understood it because it is, like, exclusive language. And I don't like that, but... Also, it doesn't bother me either. I'm just like, oh, okay, I understand.
Well, that was also, it took some time for me to like, at least like, you know, this was years ago, but it took some time for me at first to realize like, oh wait, Black Lives Matter is just to pretend that there's a 2 at the end. Right. Black Lives Matter 2.
Right. It's like a rallying cry. It's not like only Black Lives Matter. Yeah, it's like, but yeah, it's the same thing that I have about feminism. I hate that word because it's, well, you're being gender exclusive by saying that you're more of like a human rights person if you want gender equality and all this stuff, but it's just words. Everybody comes up with their own way of saying
a lot of
everything.
arguments is just words, like the meaning of the word.
Yeah, the meaning of the word. Yeah. And I get it because I'm like, I'm a fucking English major, you know what I mean? I'm like, words mean things, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't really want to talk about this, but people say murdered Breonna Taylor, and I'm like, that's not really technically correct. She was killed, and it was wrongful, but it's not murder. They didn't walk up in her house and just go bang, you know? It was an altercation happened.
I still never figured out, was the warrant... Was the warrant for the wrong house, or did they go to the wrong house that the warrant was for?
So from what I know, because I lived in Louisville for a long time, from what I've gathered from insider information, that I shouldn't probably say, but she was under suspect.
Exclusive. That was bad.
She was under suspect. Like, whenever cops hit a raid, they don't just go to the one drug dealer's house, right?
Yeah.
They go to all known residences that dude operates from and stuff like that. And that's what happened there. And they no-knock warrant. I don't believe in that and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm glad they got rid of that and everything. And if you want to talk about Justice for Breonna Taylor, that kind of happened. You know, they got rid of no-knock warrants, so this kind of situation would never happen again. But at the same time, the dude did shoot at the police and they returned fire. Like, how can you blame a cop for returning fire on an assailant that shot at them?
Okay, but like, so I read an article yesterday that like kind of changed the story as what's been presented to me. Originally, the story was no-knock warrant. They busted in, shot her. She was asleep. Boyfriend woke up, shot back because he didn't know who the fuck was in the house. They didn't announce themselves as police. Article that I read last night claims that even though it was a no-knock warrant, they knocked first, announced themselves as police. Nobody answered. They used a battering ram. And
see, from what I know, they knocked, but they did not announce themselves as police.
The article kind of said, like, at first they painted it as knocked, announced, battering ram, but then it was kind of like they say they still claim they knocked, but nobody thinks that they actually announced they were police anymore.
Right.
But they said her boyfriend fired before they even entered the apartment in the article.
Yes.
And so it wasn't so much as somebody broke in and he shot in retaliation to them killing Breonna.
Well, even if he shot at them when they broke in, like they kicked down the door and then they shot at him, you know what I mean? That's still like a morally gray area. It's not just like these cops are assholes. Yeah. Like these cops are racist, which to me is like the worst argument ever because like, well, why is the boyfriend not dead then? If they're so racist, they would have covered up the crime fully, you know what I mean? Kind of thing. And it's like, it's not as black and white as people want to paint it. And, you know, I don't think these cops should be charged with murder because first of all, you could never get a conviction out of that. It doesn't even make any sense. Yeah. Like no attorney would take that case because it's like, well, that's a losing case. We could get involuntary manslaughter or something like that, something that's plausible.
Something that'll stick.
And that bothers me when people are on Facebook like, oh, they murdered Breonna Taylor. And that's kind of like, to me, is like, I didn't want to start out with this because it makes me sound like a white nationalist, but I'm really not, I promise.
We got Richard Spencer in here with us.
Fucking Shapiro. Hey, what's up, guys?
Wet ass P-word.
Yeah, that's me. I like it dry.
Extra large and extra hard.
Swipe your nose like a credit card.
So yeah, let's get off that topic because I don't.
All right, let's intro the episode.
Yeah, let's
6.5 minutes into it.
I don't even
we got all our white power out, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so
let's just restart this episode.
I'll have a new host next week. Babblin and Dabblin is about to go through some changes. But for the time being, that's very loud. Okay, for the time being, we are your hosts, Camden and Scott. Next week, that could be different. We're joined today by a old high school friend, longtime internet friend still though. Mm-hmm. Blaine, Gatliff. Yeah.
I'm wild on Facebook, but.
I didn't know if you wanted people to know your Facebook name.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can follow me on
Trip
Facebook.
count one for this episode.
I share memes every once in a while. There's not much to it, but go ahead with your intro.
All right.
Trip count accelerates.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all at Babblin Dabblin. That's BABBLIN.
DABBLIN.
If you'd like to follow me personally, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at DFlamingo187. SoundCloud and Facebook for my music is at 91cam187, or just look me up, Camden Donald Hill. That's my most active fucking thing, because I actually post on my personal page, none of those other pages. Scott!
If you guys want to keep up with my music, you can find me at soundcloud.com/hazardwave. That's HAZARDWAVE. Links to my other socials are there. And stream my music, Calamity Cafe, all that on Spotify and SoundCloud. I got a remix coming out soon of my label mate's song, I Choose to Disappear. Also, all my releases are up and available on the Subgoth Bandcamp. That's subgoth.bandcamp.com, and I have merch there as well. We have shirts and hats.
Dope.
Pick all that up.
Blaine, do you have other social medias that you might want people to follow?
That's all I have is really Facebook. I don't fuck with all the other shit. Every time you say Subgoth, it's just like, oh yeah, my porn history, yeah. Subgoths, yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right. And if you would like some Babblin and Dabblin merch and ice, You can go to teespring.com/stores/Babblin Dabblin, or you can go to the top of our Facebook page where that is pinned at. You can click the link, be right there, spend all your money on it. All of it.
All of it.
It's well worth it.
If your bank allows you to
You'll get a return on it,
overdraft,
for sure.
you should overdraft. It's a wise investment.
Release your bag so you can secure the bag for them.
Yeah. We
I
need
like
to
that.
secure your bag.
We need to secure your bag.
No pause.
No pause.
I loved the way that you said Babblin. You went Babblin or something like that.
Yeah, I had a brain for it.
I love your anchor fucking intro. Like how you say the numbers, like number 2. Like it gets me so hard.
Dude, I fucking hate that anchor.
That's number 3.
Yeah.
You don't.
They'll
you
even
start off-
distribute it for you. That's number 3.
I like how you start the first 2 with number 1, blah blah blah. Number 2, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. That's number 3.
Number 4.
I had good momentum going on that try, so I was like, I don't want to fuck it up just
Yeah.
because I fucked that up. Drip count 2. B3 also made fun of me about they had to.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Whatever episode.
I didn't even make
was
fun
on.
of you. I was like, yeah, I
Yeah.
like it. I really dig it.
I don't even. Was he making fun? He might have just been pointing it out too. Whatever. I think you're all making fun of me because I'm so insecure.
Well, you did. You clearly did it on purpose, though. You were like, I'm gonna make this kind of have some personality.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wanted to put a little pizzazz in there,
Yeah, you got to.
a little Ric Flair. You know?
We've secured the anxiety. Now we need to secure the bag.
Yeah, yeah, we've secured anxiety.
Hey, man, I feel like everybody has like their own like fucking mental
Yeah.
problem, like that are just secretly not diagnosed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Bruh.
Bro.
Yeah,
Well, somebody tried to argue. Yeah, hot takes.
that was loud.
Somebody tried to
Dude,
argue
you-
with me about that.
Wait,
though.
you listened to the episode? You might have heard that. Explain. Never mind.
Wait, which one? I've only been through like this year, pretty much.
Well, this fucking hot take one Brandon made, we couldn't tell what it said at first. Like, you would play it,
hot
and then
dick.
yeah.
We thought it said all kinds of shit.
Hot dick.
But you, like,
Yeah.
as soon as you heard it, you were just like, hot take. I'm like, did you actually understand that, or
Yeah,
did you hear the
I've
episode?
heard it a bunch. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I've heard Brandon specifically hit it a bunch.
Yeah, what did you hear?
That'll tickle your butthole.
I have heard that one.
All right,
Yeah,
nice.
because I just recently listened to that episode. That's funny.
Yeah,
Because I know that guy too. How about that?
we don't use that bad.
You know, I got in a fight with Zach Kitchens in like middle school. That's so funny.
Did you?
Yeah, right when I saw him on the fucking list, I was like, yes, I'm gonna listen to this guy because we got in a fight in middle school.
Let's hear. I want to hear some more about
Oh
that. What happened?
man,
Dude, Zach Kitchens got
this is-
scammed right here on that episode.
He got scammed.
Right, well, before the episode started.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
remember that.
yeah.
It was a Sunday, and he's getting a debt collector call. It's like,
I gotta
dude, it's a
admit-
Sunday. You just paid him? Wait till the weekdays, dude.
I gotta admit, they got me too one time.
Oh,
They
shit.
got me for like $200, and I was like, why am I an
They've
idiot?
gotten
Like,
a friend of mine too. It was the guy like pretending to be a police officer and like saying that he had like a warrant out for him, and he
that's
he
what
even had
gets
to
you.
go through the whole process of like getting those like debit cards and like reading them
Yep.
off the numbers and
Yep.
stuff. And after he told me the story, I was like, "Come on,
come on,
man.
yeah, like that's what's
In
going
the
through your
moment,
head
though,
even
he
at the
was, like,
moment. You're
panicking,
like,
though.
yeah, because mine was the IRS, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh,
you
no.
know what
Have
I
y'all
mean?
ever
Like,
seen Kit Boga before on YouTube? He professionally
oh, I think you talked
like,
about it on your like top
yeah.
5 YouTube videos or
he goes
something.
into he gets scammers on the phone and has them on the phone for like 6 hours,
Blaine
5
makes
hours.
me feel good about this podcast. He's just like, yeah, I remember this
I
episode.
know, right? I'm
It's
so
like,
hyped.
yes!
Yeah.
I feel so hyped
I've
up.
just been watching it recently. I like listen to it
That's
at work.
not
and I'm
important.
like, look, I know these guys. You know,
That is not important, Blaine.
that's what I listen to.
All right, so Zach Kitchens fight. Let's
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
check
Let's dig
Um,
into it.
yeah.
I guess so. I used to date this girl named Tabitha in middle school, and if you're listening, shout outs Tabitha. Hey, I miss you. No, I'm
Shout
just
out
kidding.
to
We
single.
broke up over
Yeah.
a really stupid reason because Zach Kitchens told me you were gonna break up with me, and it's a very classic middle school story where I was like, "No, I'm gonna get her first." Then,
Nah, I
you
got
know
this
what I mean?
bitch.
And-
Tabitha, wait,
Damn,
do we
he
know
pulled that for real?
Do we know Tabitha?
Yeah, he totally pulled that though. I don't know. It was middle school.
I don't want to
When
say her last name.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like put her on
What?
front
Start with an N.
on Facebook.
Say it over here. I don't think so.
Okay.
It doesn't. I think she moved away in middle school
Okay.
too. So
Ah,
I don't.
never mind.
I'm not really sure about that because fucking Warner Robins. I moved away from here, but yeah, I tried
came
to
back
like
for this.
super get her back too. I went to her house and played The Sims with her. Shit, because middle school that shit was cute.
It's not her.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
She
I
was
thought
like
you were thinking of
blonde,
the same
so
one.
yeah. I don't remember her last name because it was middle school, you know.
All right. So, anyways, that Kitchens really fucked you up there.
Yeah,
Is
and
that why
then
you got in a fight?
Yeah, pretty much because he said something about like, because I was like crushed now because I figured out that she wasn't gonna break up with me and shit. She was like really into me, and I was like, oh, I could have got married to this girl or whatever, you know. in middle school, that was like, oh shit, I fucked everything up, my whole life up, yeah. And then he like said something smart to me about it specifically, and I, you know, we were like in line in fucking middle school, you know, single file and shit, and I fucking turned around and just gave him one good one, and then we started fighting, and
was he as tall then as he is now?
Definitely not, because I was way bigger than him at the time.
Damn.
I mean, he was still like weighty, I guess, but
Yeah, not as tall.
I don't want to be mean or anything, but like
He was fat, is what you're saying.
yeah, he was a chunky kid, you know.
was
We were
plump.
all kind of plump, you know, back then. I just like grew taller, and that was the only thing that happened. I just
Well, Zach
like,
grew
stayed
taller.
the same weight.
He's tall as shit.
That's crazy, because he was not tall back then.
He's up there now.
I remember like in middle school there was this guy that was like, you know, JV fucking football player, and he was like 7 feet tall in middle school, and I was like, what? Who the fuck is this kid?
Shout out to Marfan syndrome.
Oh, is that
What?
is that like
It's a syndrome that like your body just grows way longer than it's supposed
it's like
to.
the opposite of
Dwarfism.
small people.
Midgetism.
Because I was like, I don't know how to say that. Like,
Midgetism?
Yeah. Can't
yo, I lived with a small person at one point in Wisconsin.
Oh, dude, I gotta hear about this. This is awesome.
Oh,
I
she
mean-
was a cheese curd?
No, she was not a she. She was a dude that was a truck driver too, which
Oh,
is funny
okay,
because he
okay.
had like, yeah, because he had like he had to have like assistance for the pedals and shit, and it was like crazy. I was like, man, how do you fucking drive a truck? And he's like, well, I got this like system and shit. He was a really cool guy. He could not hold his liquor, you know what I mean? Because it was like 2 shots in, and he was fucking gone.
I mean,
but-
it's, you know.
well,
little.
dude, this is in Wisconsin where there's like a bar on every corner.
I know.
Like, because there's nothing
I'm
to
up
do
there
there.
frequently.
Are you?
Oh, well, I was.
Oh
It's
man,
a
do you
job.
deliver potatoes all the time? Because that's
No.
like only fucking thing I ever saw up there. It was potatoes and bars, man.
Paper?
Fucking sucked.
Beer?
Paper?
Shit like that. Yeah.
Ugh.
They're all about paper and beer. I don't get it. Wisconsin.
I mean, I get the beer thing
And
because
cheese.
fuck, what else are you gonna do? Like they go sledding and are like the fucking what are the motorized sleds fucking called? But whatever.
Snowmobiles?
Yeah, snowmobiles. There you go.
Snowmobiles.
Those are words. And yeah, I moved in with a girl. Well, not even like it's so weird because she moved in with this guy, and then I moved in like at the same time because it was weird. It
sounds
was
weird.
super weird because he was like, I'm your friend, right? Quote unquote, very very quote unquote. And then when I was there, it was like, oh shit, I'm threatened. You know what I mean? And I wasn't threatened at all. I was like, nah, sorry, dude, she don't want to fuck you. She wants to fuck me. You know, but. And then
This
I
is the
moved
little
away
guy?
from that 6 months. Yeah,
Okay.
like the,
that sounds
the small
terrible.
guy.
The dwarf dude.
Yeah,
What's
dude,
dwarf?
I felt
I don't know
bad
how to
for him
say
because I
it.
lived in his house.
Just say
dude.
whatever your heart
Okay.
feels, dude. Just call them midgets. We get it.
Yeah,
You fucking hate them. I got it, dude.
fucking.
Dude, one time,
Drip
way
count
back in the
3.
day, like
Fucking
10
punt 'em.
years ago, someone was talking about how someone who had dwarfism was like put into a locker or something like that as like a joke, like he was in on it. He was gonna like scare someone, and I made the joke. I was like, did the teacher be like, did somebody put you up to this? I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I like that. I love some wordplay jokes. So yeah, what else? We got any other embarrassing stories y'all want to pull out of the woodwork? I've got tons.
My life is one embarrassing story after the other.
Yeah,
so,
like-
I mean,
If Scott asks me his questions, I'm gonna be like, my whole life, bro. What's your biggest bomb? Everything.
Let's go right into it. What's your biggest bomb?
What's my biggest bomb?
Fuck it.
Like, I can't even really like think of one.
Your life
truthfully.
bomb.
Because yeah, it's like a bomb. Like everything I've ever tried to do in my life is like, ugh, why did it go this way? But you know, some things they work out for a little while, and then it's like it explodes in your fucking face instead. You had it at arm's reach where it could have been like a safe explosion, but now it's
She
like,
said.
hey,
yeah, and it's all over your face.
That's showbiz, baby.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein.
No, no.
I hate this one, dude. Get it
I
off.
checked to see what it was.
Make it stop.
Quit it.
Yo, but that's what we were talking about. That's what I was gonna say on the last one. I was like, they treat everybody like they're Harvey Weinstein, and even Bill
Yeah.
Burr said that. Like, I think we got them all, man. I think we got them all. Now y'all are pulling shit out of the woodwork. Let's not go back
we
to
going
that
in
topic. Never mind.
Bellathorn.
Oh yeah, Bellathorn. Yeah.
Fucking ruined OnlyFans.
I don't have any articles on me or anything.
Hose mad times 24. I got a fucking
it.
article.
We know what happened. Like
Drip count times 5 player.
it
Drip
was
been
bullshit.
on him. All right, so I pissed off my friend with this article. I shared it. I said hose mad times 24. Like the fucking very popular meme. Anyway, article says, headline, Bella Thorne has ruined OnlyFans for struggling content creators. Bella Thorne joined OnlyFans a few days ago and broke all sorts of records when she did, but she ruined the platform for its true creators. This is by Bernadette Giacomazzo. Anyway, yeah, whatever name. Okay, so Bella Thorne is being called out for ruining OnlyFans. She created a ruckus with her PG-13 account, which caused the platform to change its rules. These rules harmed the real content creators. Blah, 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 blah. She made $2 million in a day, but she did it in some shiesty fucking ways. I'm skipping through a bit. Her misrepresentation caused massive chargebacks and site rule changes. Here's the issue with Bella Thorne's OnlyFans experiment. She misrepresented what she was going to offer. She told her subscribers that they'd be getting a nude photo for $200 no less, then sent out a non-nude photo to those who paid. This resulted in massive chargebacks, which resulted in the company changing its rules for its non-celebrity users, and needless to say, they're not happy about it. Needless to say, hose mad times 24. We forgot to turn the fan off, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I
Fuzz.
just didn't say anything because it felt good.
No, let's sweat it out, broski.
So can I ask, who is Bella Thorne though?
Actor?
There's
Actress?
some Disney.
Well, then
actress.
they said the not celebrities, right? Like
Yeah.
for
Just regular
non-celebrities.
non-celebrity hose.
So is she a celebrity or not? Like, cause I don't know who she is.
Bella Thorne is,
Yeah, she's a
supposedly.
celebrity.
Well, then why are they changing all the rules for everybody else?
Exactly.
Oh, because
That's the
they're
problem.
stupid.
They want to
They
prevent.
won't. This
Oh.
won't change. Like this won't stay though. It's like Twitch shit. Like Twitch changes the rules and then everybody hates it. And
Well,
they change the
everybody-
shit back.
Literally everybody I've talked to about this had the idea immediately of like, just kick her off and don't let her back on. And don't fuck it up for everybody else. Okay, listen, this is the thing that people are pissed off about. This is from Communist Super Slut on Twitter.
Of course it is.
Her handle is Gatlaca. It's Gatlica. And then her name is Communist Super
Still
Slut.
have my last name. I
She says, so Bella Thorne scammed her fans and sent out a $200 non-nude pay-per-view. Is that why the max pay-per-view price is $50 fucking now? Question mark, question mark. And why fans can only tip $100 fucking? Drip count times fucking 4. Anyway, question mark, question mark. Because this dumb bitch scammed everyone on OnlyFans and getting massive amounts of chargebacks. All right.
Can't
Anyway,
they go to like
Patreon?
Patreon.
Chatterbait? Or
I honestly
Like-
didn't think OnlyFans was like the best outlet for them, anyways.
Yeah.
I thought it had a lot of flaws.
Well, it's newer too,
Yeah.
so it seems like, you know,
My
if
biggest
I
thing-
were a lady of the sexual work persuasion, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, you could be a man of the sexual
Yeah,
work
you can,
persuasion.
but like I don't know. Me and my buddy have talked about being like foot fetish fucking dudes. And like
Nice.
Is there a
Just take
market for
pictures.
male
Yeah.
like male feet?
we
Yes.
were watching this video of this guy that like does it for a living, basically. He
I was
just,
thinking about doing
yeah. People pay for weird shit, man, and I think about it too, but also I just don't think there's a market for me.
Look, dude.
Are your feet looking rough?
Yeah, kinda. To me, you know, because
You're gonna throw
since
them
we're gonna
off,
get on this,
because they're gonna hear you here and be like,
I am
"Dude,
actually
Blaine's totally a racist." Oh, you're a foot fetish guy?
I am a foot fetish
Fuck.
guy, and I'm
Get
tired
outta
of the
here.
memes with the fucking
Get the
"Hey,
fuck
we're
outta
fucking
here, dude.
crazy."
You are.
What?
Get-
But
leave.
it's so common. Like Quentin Tarantino
It really
has
is
one.
so common.
Yeah,
Like-
but Quentin Tarantino also says the N-word and makes other white people say the N-word in all of his movies. Let's get
Yo,
let's-
but
let's
Django's
just-
a really good movie, though.
okay. It's a
Like,
good movie. It's classic
his
film.
best, in my
but like
opinion.
Quentin Tarantino, maybe not the best bar for like if your fetish is okay. Or
Sure,
not.
because he practically tried to kill Uma Thurman like multiple times. But that's not the important part. That's not. There's,
Let's
there's
get back to the
many
feet.
of us. Yeah, there's
Let's get
many
back
of
to the
us.
feet and potatoes.
Like
of
Mick
this.
Foley, there's a bunch of us. So like Vince Vaughn, there's a
Vince
bunch
Vaughn,
of us.
really?
Yeah, Vince Vaughn.
Okay.
There's a lot of them. Ludacris, man. Like,
No.
yeah, swear to
Not
God, look it up
Luda.
right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you look it up so I can destroy your heroes.
So is your foot thing like? Is it specifically about the feet, or the dynamic that involves the feet?
I don't know, man. Like, it's so hard to like explain why you have a kink. You know what I mean? It's like, why am I fascinated by buttholes at the same time? And it's like, just because it's taboo, or is because it like I've had this conversation with my significant other at the time, and I don't think like anal feels better than regular sex. You know what I mean? But it's just taboo.
Feels good.
Like
It's a
you're
mental-
doing
it's a
something
mental
wrong.
thing.
You know what I mean? And it's like, this is not how this is supposed to go down.
Yeah.
But, you know, like the foot fetish thing, I don't know. It's an aesthetic thing, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
And what's weird is like back in the day, like I used to like fighting games, right?
Hold on, drip count.
Okay.
5.
Drip count 5.
You used to play a lot of Dead or Alive. I remember that.
Oh yeah, Dead or Alive was my shit because
Also,
you know
Ludacris
tits.
has a foot fetish.
Huh? Who?
He's breaking down over
Broken
there,
because
dude.
Ludacris has a foot fetish. I know.
Ludacris.
He's lost it.
What the fuck, dude?
I've looked up a bunch of them because I don't want to feel alone. And you know what? My friends are like, yeah, I'm kind of into that too, man. And I'm like, why do y'all always let me be the fucking fall guy for this shit then? Like, because I'm honest about it, and people are like, fucking.
Now
weirdo.
the thing is, how many women are into the foot fetish on the receiving end of it?
I'd say like every woman that I've exposed to it has never hated it. You know what I mean? They've never.
It's kind of something though that they're just like, I can go with it, but it's not something that like they're really into.
I wouldn't say that they're like really
don't
into,
have a
but they
fetish
kind of
for
like.
it. Yeah.
It's a. You know, they're getting worshipped, man. You know what I mean? Like they like that shit. They like that I'm doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, ooh, yeah, he's doing that. No other dude's done that to me. You know, type shit. Which nowadays is like at 30 years old, no. She's had her toes sucked on, guys. Sorry.
I mean, I've sucked toes
happened.
before, but it's not like a thing I do.
See, yeah, like
regularly.
it's a thing I do. You know.
It's not like it's not my go-to. It's not my toe-to. You know.
Yeah, I don't. And really, I don't
toe
like.
the line.
I'm not big like toe sucker,
Where's the
truthfully,
badum-tos?
but
Other bank.
I'm not a toe
Hold on.
sucker.
There we go.
All right, that was necessary.
Yeah, sorry,
But-
I had to get that in there.
I'm not a toe sucker necessarily. It's just the aesthetic. I don't know. It's so
mean-
hard to explain.
I mean, a properly maintained foot is something to be appreciated for sure.
Hey, you don't want to see like
You don't want to see my feet. I guarantee you that. Like if you take a chick home or dude, whatever.
You know what's crazy? Some people do, man. That's crazy.
And if you do, hit me up. I'll fucking sell you pictures of it.
There's like girls that are into the Hobbit thing, man. Like I've seen that a lot.
Nah,
big
it's
ass
not-
hairy
it's-
feet.
Yeah, like the fucking.
I mean, I got some
super
hairy
hairy
foots.
ones. I got like a patch that's like just like right on like the big toe area of my foot. You know.
I just feel like my toenails are a little too much for me to like handle.
Yeah, dude.
You can clip those, you know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, it
that we
still
have the
doesn't look
technology.
great though. I mean,
Dude, get
I
a
can only
fucking,
when I weigh like 350 pounds, it's very difficult to cut your toenails.
Well,
I
get,
can-
get a
yeah.
girlfund, dude. She'll cut them for you.
She
I need
totally
someone to
will.
cut them for me.
Because
I can't
Rachel
cut 'em.
cuts mine all the
I
time.
might just pay, like, just go.
Go get a fucking
Yeah,
pedicure,
I
dude.
thought about it.
So we're gonna have the kink episode because that just made me think of something.
Nah,
Like,
Scott's not
No.
fucking there yet.
well, you
Anyway,
you don't have to talk about it. I can
Go
talk about
ahead.
mine.
Let's go.
So like, I was with this girl recently that liked to wash me in the shower. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've never.
Is that like a thing you're into now? Or
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
She
Was it
caused that
Sexual
now.
for?
I don't know. It's not really like. It's not even sexual. Like I wasn't like getting hard and like, oh yeah, I'm taking you to the bedroom after this. It's just like I don't know. I felt kingly. You know what I mean? I was like, yes, wash me, you bath maid. You know what I mean, or whatever. I
The
was
royal
like,
penis is
yes.
clean, Your Highness.
Yeah, it's a very like feeling like that. Like she just washed me because I'm fucking worth it, bitch. You know what I mean? Like that was fucking sick.
That's the standard, ladies. If you trying to hook up with my boy Blaine, you got to wash him
Better
now.
wash his ass.
Not my ass specifically, but she did. You know
Bro,
what
you
I
better
mean?
pick the balls up and get under them.
Or just put them in your mouth. That's cool too.
That works too, he says.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not that hard to please. If you didn't wash me, I would be like, all right, whatever.
All right, I can do this myself. I mean, it's just,
Yeah,
no biggie.
no biggie. I don't know. I'm a deviant, man. So I'm online dating right now. It's the worst.
All right, dude, hold on. Take a stab in the dark about what Scott's kink is.
A shot in the dark?
Just make a random shot. Doesn't even have to be realistic. Just go-
I know it has to do with women.
I just need to make a soundbite that says "cannot confirm nor deny."
Yeah.
So, I keep saying it.
I don't know, man. Like, everybody's so weird. Because if you had to like go through me, it would take forever. I'd be like, no, I'm not into that specifically, but I would do that.
That could be involved.
Yeah, that could be involved.
That's how
But-
Scott gets around it, or just
Yeah.
completely just cannot confirm or deny. But he's told like 10
know, man.
people.
I feel like it. I don't know. He's like, I think he's like a masochist. That's what I think personally. I think he's like.
Is that the one that likes pain?
Yeah, the likes pain.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's kind of already accepted that that's part of it. He's
Okay.
That.
Well, see, I'm close.
No, you've confirmed that one pretty much, pal.
Yeah.
Can't confirm or deny.
Well, you know,
Depends on how you interpret it, I guess.
quit being such a prude, Scott. You know? Just let the ladies know, and then they'll come to flocking, man. They won't. I'm sorry. Just because I let them know that I had a foot fetish, they're not going to be like, "Oh yeah, what's up?"
Well, maybe.
Guess what? I got 2 of these.
Nah, dude.
You're in luck.
You're twice as lucky.
Yo, I've been with a disabled girl though, like not like physically disabled, not like mentally. Well, I don't know, like if they
Probably
have,
mentally.
if they have mental problems, if they're like, if they have like slight autism, is that like a? Are you?
I feel like that's more
that
common
wrong?
than we think it is.
Yeah. Well, people on the spectrum for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like if you sat me down with a doctor nowadays, they'd probably be like, "You're kind of on the spectrum." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like
You
you have
gotta touch-
slight Asperger's.
You
or
got a touch
something.
of the tism.
Well, because I have like that. I watched that Atypical show. Is that what it's called?
Dude, this shit's fucking fire.
It is. It's a good show. I like it a lot. He's really into penguins. It's not my thing, but I like have obsessive qualities like that. I find things and then I'm like obsess about them for like forever. So who's to say I don't have Asperger's? Because it's
Dude,
not diagnosed or whatever.
When my son was diagnosed with autism, I fucking was like reading up on it, trying to figure it out. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm autistic.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
this-
I mean, and
this
it's
is
also
me.
it's so like personal, like your autism. You know what I mean? It's not like.
Yeah, it varies on a case by case basis.
Yeah, you can't even like do
each
research
person's
on it
different.
because it's like, now you totally don't fit the biography. So are you? But yeah, you are. You know,
Dude, I
kind of thing.
fucking just reading the shit, like characteristics, like all the different characteristics. I'm like, a lot of these, I'm checking these boxes,
Right.
and I'm there.
It's like whenever I turn into a hypochondriac about COVID and I go through the symptoms list, I'm like, I have all of these. You know.
No, I never.
I get headaches
I
all the
never
time.
once thought I had COVID, except when I had diarrhea. I'm like, that's a symptom.
I'm just a hypochondriac,
I
man.
did think I possibly could have had it once, and I was hoping that I had it because I kicked the shit out of it if I did. Because I got tested, I was like, please come back positive.
You know, I've heard that that's like a thing. Like 70% of us have already gotten it and gotten over it or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's such a
And there's
bullshit
also another thing
statistic.
that's saying that like because it's a coronavirus and there's so many other like versions of it that COVID-19 is just the one version that like fucks with us. Because of like there's certain even kind of like common colds that are technically or like cousins,
like a strain of COVID.
Yeah, like they're like a cousin with it. Because our bodies, some of our body or bloodlines have fought those off before. We have like not full immunity, but like semi immunity to it, which means we can either recover faster or it doesn't hit us as hard and stuff like that. So it all still it's all still like
I think
unsure.
that it should have been taken seriously, but like I also think this shit was blown out of fucking proportion.
Well, yeah, and at the beginning I was like, oh, it's just bird flu again. It's swine flu or whatever. You know what I mean? How was it? How would you take it seriously when we have one every year that's called a different thing and then this one was like, oh shit, it's killing people at a massive rate. Oh, never mind. Let's take this seriously.
JK.
Yeah, because man, I was
But
on
now
like
it's not like what, less than 1%.
Well, yeah,
but
because-
there are a lot of people that wear masks now and socially distance
Right.
and stuff like that.
Right.
So
No, We've
I'm talking
taken
about,
more
wait,
precautions.
drip count 6. Or was it 7? I don't know. 6. I think
yeah,
6.
We'll go with 6.
Feels right in my heart. But no, it's like people that get it and don't die is like, it's like
Yeah.
like 99%
Yeah.
survival
well, it's because
rate.
it did kind of run through and kill the ones that it was gonna.
Yeah.
Really
Got
get
rid of
to.
the boomers. Shout out to that.
Yeah, I think I was watching one of you guys' episodes about it, and it was like, it's only killing old people, and I was like, yeah, that's
That
how
was
I
probably
felt
me.
too. Yeah, I was like, well, I mean, I was like, all these fucking senators that have this backwards thinking, like, well, this is God's judgment or whatever,
Shout out to God.
Yeah, shout outs to God, man.
they're
Thank
real.
you. Thank you for culling the fucking fields, man.
I mean, you kind of slacked off a little too soon. You could have kept going. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
It's gotten real dark.
That's my hot take.
of course, we had to challenge God again and wear masks and shit. Keep everybody safe in your house.
My biggest thing
Fuck
was
that.
like, okay,
People experience overpopulation, then they all
Right.
start putting on masks to prevent
Right.
what God was trying to fix.
Damn it. And he's just over there like, new plan, fuck. Erasing the whiteboard, like, gotta make a whole motherfucking strain.
people are too stupid.
I'm trying to help you, damn it,
All right, time for more wildfires and hurricanes.
Yep. Yeah, but that only affects
World War III's and
hurricanes. Dude,
North
fuck
Korean
hurricanes,
dictators.
okay? Fuck my company, too. They sent me straight into a fucking hurricane last week.
Nice.
Dude, when I was coming down here, there's like a thunderstorm on the horizon, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I had to go to Louisiana the other day and fucking... I missed the actual hurricane, but I still caught, like, the tail end of the winds and shit. And when I got to my delivery, they had no power. Because the hurricane was supposed to stay west of where I was going. And then it shifted courses,
right.
went straight into the fucking town I'm going to. Fucking just knocked everything the fuck out. I was there for 22 fucking hours trying to deliver my load.
See what God did to us, man.
Yeah, God ain't
There's
shit.
something about
Delivering my load.
Yeah, that sounded funny to me.
That's the corny joke. It's like, you should sleep with a truck driver. We know how to deliver loads.
But
Yeah. There we go.
Or we know how to work a stick, which isn't necessarily the case anymore.
Yeah.
Most trucks are automatic.
Well, and also, like, you're jerking dick, though. If you know how to.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're gay,
Well, I mean, yeah. I
well,
guess
no, if you're straight, you're probably jerking dick too.
that always.
I jerk my dick.
Yeah, fair enough. But then
I'm not opposed
you're
to
telling
jerking
that to
other
yourself,
dicks.
like, I know how to use a stick. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
very, like,
Well, you could also use it in the sense of, like, I just know how to use my dick. I ain't no hands involved.
I guess you know how to shift it. You know,
Yeah, dude.
I know how to get into sixth. Ooh,
Know how to put it in gears, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, girl. Ow. I want some sound bites. Yeah.
Dude, we're the worst with sound bites. We always say, we should make that a sound bite, and then we never fucking do.
Oh, you know, I'll be your producer.
Wet ass P word.
Yeah,
Favorite one.
we did go through that one. We made 4 in one day. Oh, skipped it. Yeah, this was in the episode with the Cardi B.
Yo, have you seen the Cardi B make Star Wars sounds?
You better
video?
Google that shit.
Have y'all not seen that? Cardi
No.
B makes Star Wars sounds. It's
No,
like Star.
but also,
You better Google that shit.
Yeah, you better Google that shit right now. It's hilarious. Like every time I show it to somebody that hasn't seen it, they're like, "Heh." They at least give out that. Some people like, "Buh," you know, have the whole diatribe. Yeah, that's how I laugh when I really laugh.
oh shit, dude, I
Like
forgot.
vomit.
Anyway, just keep talking. Don't mind me. I'm over here just remembering things.
Yeah.
I started TikTok, by the way.
Oh.
Oh, did Zach ever hit you back?
Oh yeah. We definitely like fought.
It was a full
you know,
fight?
It was a full fight. Yeah. Once I slung on him, he was just like,
you
"Oh
win?
shit." I mean,
Oh fuck, I didn't like.
I hate that concept of like who won the
Win
fight.
a lot,
Unless I
yeah.
knocked him out all the way fuck cold on the fucking floor, I didn't win. We were both hurt at the
Were
end.
you satisfied? with the
I was
fight?
satisfied. Fuck
Okay.
yeah, because I fucking clocked the fuck out of him. It's like when I fought my dad and he pinned me on the ground and fucking dealt me 3 to the chin really quick. Like I still felt satisfied because he said something about my mom and I came at him. You know, satisfying.
Yeah, fuck him, dude.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about this. So me and Camden have a lot in common with our parents. Because I hear him talk about it all the time.
What, my dad?
Well, mine's not dead, but he is a meth addict and shit, and
Oh.
like all that stuff. And my mom's an ex-meth addict, and like
Hell yeah, dude.
I was like, yeah, this is a very relatable stories for me. Like,
Drip count 7.
yeah. So
I've been dripping sweat. I don't know if that
Can't
makes
keep
you feel
count of
better.
that shit. Nah, I saw this on TikTok the other day, and I thought you would enjoy it, Scott. Still loopers. He starts rapping, it's kind of corny, but
Why do girls who hardly do a thing keep blowing up? I just made a trappy with my mouth, ain't that enough? If this don't go viral, I'ma cut off both of my arms. I'm on the verge of greatness, bitch. Somebody sound the alarms like.
That's kind of cool.
Drop.
That's pretty dope.
yeah, I mean, like, what he did with the beatboxing
God,
part of it was
I
really
want a
dope.
loop station so bad. They're expensive. That's like $500+ or something.
Oh,
500.
speaking of loopers, not beatboxing loopers, but Mark Rebillet.
Oh, I fucking love that dude.
He's so funny. I reached out to try to get him on the podcast. They were like, nah.
They said that? They're like, nah.
Nah, they gave me some professional. Nah.
Gotcha.
So it was more like,
They were just like, we are very busy. Too busy for you, actually. So I was like, hey, understandable, dude. But, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
You should just ask Tom Segura.
Tom Sugar.
I love him, though.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
I just watched, like, all of his shit on Netflix, and I was like, this dude's so funny.
Bikes!
Bikes!
Have you listened to any Nate Bargatze yet?
No.
Watch, dude, he's hilarious.
He's
great.
You know who I used to really like? Chris D'Elia.
Chris D'Elia. I'm still a Chris D'Elia fan.
Wait a second. Wait a minute.
I used to like him.
I'm
and
disappointed that he hasn't like voiced his.
Well, because he's a
side
pedophile,
enough.
so.
Well, that depends on who you're asking,
Sure, whatever.
or based on what evidence you got.
Well, isn't it? He was like caught like talking to 15-year-old girls, wasn't he?
Well, okay,
like-
so his response so far has been, his statements have been, he did not do what people have been accusing him of, especially in the tweets.
Did he flirt with a 15-year-old girl though?
Well, he released all the emails of especially the tweets that were targeted at him, and the conversations with those girls, and he did show that he asked like, or were they over 18 or not. Now there are some other questionable things of like, I don't think he was a great dude when it came to like interacting with females.
Or being a comedian.
What do you mean? Being a comedian? What did you do?
I didn't like him.
Oh,
I wasn't
I
as
mean, I
crazy
never
about
got
the stand-up,
into
but
it.
I was a big
the
fan of
drunk
his
girl thing.
podcast.
Oh my god, that shit was so funny. You didn't even know.
He's got good shit.
Yeah,
But
that's like Dane Cook.
Overall.
Everybody shits on him, and I'm like, well, he's still got good material.
you know who's fucking great and needs to put out a new special is Michael Shea.
I don't never heard of
No? Oh my god, it's because y'all are racist.
Is it? I love Hannibal Buress though. I don't
Alright,
like
a little
Fluffy.
less racist.
Hannibal Buress is like my shit, except his new special when he took his glasses off and it was like a totally different person.
Dude, he looks so weird.
Well, it's not even like that he looks weird. It's just like his whole bits are just like weird now. Like it's almost like he just like, I'm gonna be Eric Andre or something. No,
I cannot stand Eric Andre.
I get his niche.
I haven't
like
dived in
when
enough
the
to
episode
know.
where he has the fucking bear on there. Yeah, man, I like that shit because he was like, "Is this even safe?" You know what I mean? When he breaks character, that's when you know.
I love stand-up comedy so much.
I do too. It definitely makes me feel better anytime I'm like sad. I'm like, oh,
Are you into Impractical Jokers?
I do not. I heard y'all talking about that, and I just
They're
do
so
not.
funny, dude.
Yeah,
Well-
Scott's the only person I've ever known that's like into them.
I know a lot of people that are actually really into them, but I just don't. They're cringe humor,
Is it
and I get
yeah.
it, but like,
And they're
no,
older, so it's a
they're not
little
for me.
outdated, some of the
Yeah.
type of comedy, but
Well, and I just don't. I don't really like that whole like reality comedy shit. Like, I don't
hidden camera.
make jokes. You know what I mean? Like, make jokes, make me laugh too, not like other people or anything like that. I want you to talk directly to me.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's why like Louis C.K. is like the #1 comic for me because I'm like, I feel like he talks to me specifically. He's like, hey, I'm a piece of shit, and I'm like, yeah,
I love this
am
bit
too,
when he
man.
goes whenever he's talking about the Asian lady when he was getting sushi.
Oh yeah, where she's like the racist.
Well, no, not
Asian
really,
lady.
but he was like imitating her. Like that's how she sounded.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
what
not
she
gonna
sounded.
fake her. Like I'm not gonna make. Would you like more? Yeah.
And that means like black people steal or whatever. Yeah, it's so terrible. Like it's a terrible joke. My favorite joke probably by him is the whole like his bit about of course.
Of course, but maybe. I showed Cam
I love
bit.
that shit so much because it's so like true. It's like, oh,
Of course not. But
of course not.
Oh yeah.
All children with peanut allergies should be protected. Of course. Of course. But maybe if we all just went like this for a year, we'd never have to deal with it ever again. He just, I don't know, he gets me. It's dark, and I love it.
So funny.
Dark. That him and my buddy got me on John Mulaney.
He's
recently,
great,
and
too.
He's fucking Spider-Ham in Spider-Verse. Did you guys know that?
No.
Well, I've
He's
never
this-
watched Spider-Verse.
Oh
so
no.
that's-
It's a Spider-Man movie, and it's probably the best one that was ever made ever. And I'm a big fan of Spider-Man, so that's why I'm getting really close to Mike to say this.
Emphasis.
Yeah, I know how podcasts work. So you've never seen Spider-Verse? Are you a comic book fan?
Take it or leave
You don't see all the Avengers films or any of that.
I've seen
You're
all
not
the
that
Avengers
nerdy?
ones.
So, but then you should see Spider-Verse. It's like a really good comic book movie. Like,
Is it
one of the
animated or
best.
live action?
It is animated, but that's
Okay.
why it's phenomenal. Is
Yeah.
because it's animated and it has like such good visual like cues and stuff that are like very reminiscent of comic books rather than how like the Marvel MCU sort of thing does.
Yeah.
But I won't harp about it too long.
I haven't seen the animated one. I saw the most recent Spider-Man.
The live action ones.
Yeah, with
I like him too.
Tom Holland.
I love Tom Holland.
Yeah,
I actually have liked all the Spider-Mans, and
I don't like
now
Amazing.
the first one, the one that's my favorite Spider-Man, is the one that everyone is like their least favorite Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3?
2.
Oh, 2? 2 is pretty...
No, well,
I think of the same Raimi
actor,
ones.
The actor.
Oh,
The
Tobey
second actor.
Maguire?
No, not Tobey Maguire. It was
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew
For Amazing
Is that his name?
Spider-Man?
Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man.
That's
yeah,
Andrew Garfield. He's English,
He was
too.
my favorite.
Tom Holland's definitely the best, in my
Good.
opinion. To me, Andrew Garfield's really good at being Spider-Man, but he's not
Exactly.
good at being Peter Parker. And Tobey Maguire's really good
Yeah.
at being Peter Parker, but he's not good at being Spider-Man. Tom Holland's like perfect. Yeah, like he's super awkward, even though he's like a cute boy. You know what I mean? Like Andrew Garfield had that problem too of like, but he's hot though. You know what I mean? How could he skateboards and shit? How is he the nerd at school? But Tom Holland really gives off that vibe of like, oh, I'm really awkward and I don't know how to talk to girls and shit.
What I really liked the most was how I feel like Garfield perfectly embodied like that attitude that Spider had.
Yeah,
and,
like
the
Spider-Man has,
cockiness
and the jokiness,
Yeah.
I think he does that really well, yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 2 has probably like one of the best openings of a superhero film in my opinion because it's just like him being Spider-Man and being goofy and shit, and I was like, yeah, I like this movie. And then you see Jamie Foxx and then you're like, oh, never mind, I want to turn this movie off.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough about superhero
What Jamie
movies.
Foxx do to you?
No, Jamie Foxx is an incredibly talented
the
actor.
character.
It's just they made that character like really bad, and he got written very poorly. It's kind of like if you guys seen the new Star Wars films, Daisy Ridley is just not good in those movies, and I don't know if it's because she's a bad actor because this is the first movie she's done, or if it's just because
Oh, are you talking about
Ray is shit.
Ray?
yeah,
I liked Ray. I didn't mind her.
she's
not crazy
She's a
about
fucking
it.
Mary Sue, man, and everybody talks about how so was Luke. No, Luke spent a whole movie like learning to fucking shoot a bullet one time. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And Ray beats a dark Sith Lord that's been trained in lightsaber combat his entire life in one fight, and it drives me crazy. And I like that one. I like the first remake Star Wars.
Yeah.
But all the rest of them.
I'm just not a Star Wars fan.
I'm into all that nerdy shit, man. Like Lord of the Rings, #1 movie of
Hey,
all
there you
time.
go.
yeah.
You got a fucking.
Oh yeah.
It's my #1. Like if we were doing the top 5 right now, I'd be like top #1 movie right now, without a doubt. Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Rings. It's so
You like
good.
Saving Private Ryan?
I do like Saving Private Ryan.
Okay. Do you like the Butterfly Effect?
Yeah, I actually do like that
good.
movie, even though I think you talked about it in your top 5. That, like a lot of people shit on that movie, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't get it.
It was a good movie.
I watched it again recently a couple times, and there's no unused space in that movie. Like, there's no filler in it.
And I'm sure as
Every
like a
single
film
scene has a
student,
perfect-
it's not
has a
like
purpose.
great or anything, but it's also not a bad movie. You know what I mean? As a flick that you just go see, it's not supposed to be an art film. It's not. We're not judging it based on whether it's going to win an Oscar or not. It's just a good movie that I like to watch. There's another one that I watched not too long ago that's like that too. And it's the fucking Han Solo movie, man. If you don't make
I
it
haven't
like
seen that one yet.
if you don't make it like I'm a diehard Star Wars fan and this movie has to blow my fucking mind, it's a good, decent movie. It's just not, Star Wars fans are hard to please. And I'm one of those hard to please Star Wars
That's
fans.
the mindset I had to put myself in when I went and watched these new Star Wars movies that came out. I was like, I'm just glad there's another Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's
It's
how
not
I felt about
amazing.
7. Yeah. I was like, oh, yes, cool. And then they kept making them. And
7 was the best
Mostly-
out of the 3, I thought.
yeah, it's definitely the best one because J.J. Abrams had he had a story then, and then Ryan Johnson came in and like changed the whole fucking formula again, and then JJ had to take it back and then rechange everything back. So it's just like those movies had developmental hell problems, and that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
But,
You ever watch Walk Hard?
Walk Hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
You said something about it, and I
Trip
watched.
Count 11. Oh, did
Yep.
you?
Yeah, I watched it because I was just like, this is such a good movie. And also Jenna Fisher's feet are in it. So,
Dude,
You probably
Fun
spent a lot
fact.
of time on WikiFeet.
no, I don't spend a lot of time there, but hey,
have
you
spent
still never-
I have, I have definitely. Man, sometimes that's the only time you can get penny packs, If you guys know who penny packs is. Y'all want to go through like your favorite porn star?
no.
No?
I
Sad.
still
don't
really
have a
like,
favorite porn
what
star.
was her name? Gianna Michaels.
Gianna Michaels? She's
Yeah,
pretty
she was
good.
dope.
I like Lena Paul now. I like a lot of them though, man. I don't know. I enjoy that
I like
they
Gianna
exist.
Michaels' attitude. She was like kind of a bitch.
Yeah, well, they all do the role play, man. Like,
Wait a second, because
Penny Pax has been my sister many times.
I want to,
Keep it on the movies.
No.
Oh.
I don't have to. I just want to talk about Walk Hard for a little bit longer.
There is one movie I want to ask.
Okay,
him
yeah, it's a good
about.
movie.
Yeah.
Because the soundtrack, dude. The music in that
Yeah,
movie,
it's
it's a
good.
fucking parody movie.
And
the
it's good.
music had no business going as hard as it did.
I did.
It's so
haven't seen
good.
the movie, so
I don't give a shit.
You haven't seen Walk
need
Hard?
to.
It's on Netflix, man.
I don't think I have.
Yeah,
You should
it's
check it out.
easy
It's-
access. Go watch it.
I feel like I would know if I've seen it, and I don't think I have.
It's first
you
of
had
all.
a whole week, dude.
Yeah.
A whole week. When?
I talked about it last week.
Oh.
And you were like, I haven't seen it. I should watch it. I'm like, yeah, you should.
You posted on Facebook, I think, about Walk
dude,
Hard, and I was like, yeah, I should
yeah.
watch that again.
Yeah, I just made the post about, get out of here, dude. You don't want a part of this shit.
Yeah, that's what it was. I almost commented on that, like, fucking whatever he says about weed. It doesn't give you a hangover. Like, it's so good.
It's the cheapest drug there is.
You won't go bankrupt or whatever. Oh my God, he's so
Have
funny.
either of y'all seen the movie 1917?
I have, yes.
What do you think about that?
I love that movie
Like,
because it's
especially
so
the filming
real.
angle, like how that.
Yeah, like
it was
it's one
solid
continuous
take.
shot. I
Yeah.
watched a documentary about how they made it look like that too, and it's
It's
very
like a total
good.
of 3 different shots, and that's like it.
Yeah, they do a couple of cuts, but it's like when he falls asleep during one
Yeah.
point at a time, and like they do some subtle cuts where like they walk into a dark room and it cuts, but
Yeah.
you don't ever know that. So it's like it's really cleverly done, and I love that movie, man. It's just like a war movie about 2 guys trying to survive and make it, and it's so good. And it's about World War
watch
One too.
Yeah, which is
Instead of
very
World War II.
underdone. Like there's
Yeah.
almost nothing about World War One.
And it's almost like scarier because of like the
trench warfare?
yeah, and no man's land. And that scene where they have to go across it is so fucking harrowing, even though they don't get shot at the whole time. It's so crazy that you're on. Oh my God, it is. Well, something's gonna happen to me.
What's it on? Is it on Netflix, Hulu?
You can pirate it online.
I
It's
bought
a fairly
it.
new movie.
I bought it on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of movies on YouTube,
See,
so I have it.
I have a
forever.
computer, so I just pirate them. But I've watched. Have y'all seen Vivarium? That's a really crazy fucking movie.
No.
It's like a thriller horror, and it's like Jesse Eisenberg and his wife. They like get this house, right? They buy this house from this really creepy dude, and he comes and shows them the house, right? And then he just leaves in the middle of it. And it's like in this suburb that goes on forever, right? So like every house is like green and they all look the same, right? Very little boxes and weeds, right? And they can't find their way out. They're trying to drive out of it and they can't.
Oh, the neighborhood.
Yeah, the suburb neighborhood, they just cannot find their way out, and they always
fucking
end
weird.
back up at the same house that they were shown. And like they're stuck there, and then they send them this package in like 2 days, and it's a baby, and it says "Raise the child, and we'll set you free."
What the fuck?
And that's just the premise of the movie, man. You have to watch it because it's such a mindfuck.
I have to watch that.
Yeah,
That
it's
sounds
very good. Jesse Eisenberg is probably the best role I've ever seen him play because he's just like a deranged dude that just wants to get the fuck out of this place. And it's a really good movie. I like movies like that take like a very like realistic concept, like, oh, we're just a couple trying to find a nice place to live and we have our own problems. And then it's like, no, this is a sci-fi movie and it's a thriller. Like,
Surprise, bitch!
yeah, surprise, bitch. I saw the trailer for it and I was just like, I have to fucking see this movie.
You like Danny McBride?
I do. I like Danny. Is he something new that I can watch?
Do you have HBO? Anything?
I do.
Okay, he's got a new movie called Arizona.
Is it funny?
It's half funny, half.
Oh, so it's like a dramedy.
They don't lean into the comedy, but it's Danny McBride, so you laugh.
So you laugh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Eastbound and Down or anything.
No. It's completely different.
Because Kenny fucking Powers is like my goddamn hero.
Have you watched
like,
The Righteous Gemstones? His new
Is
series?
that where he's a
the
preacher?
church thing?
Yeah. I think I saw the first episode because it's him and like
Yeah.
his brother or something too, right?
Yeah, it's Adam Levine is his brother.
Adam Levine from Maroon 5.
No.
Well, okay.
What? No. Oh, Dovine from Workaholics.
Oh yeah, from Workaholics.
Yeah,
okay.
Dovine. I forgot. They got like the same fucking name.
Yeah,
It's about
true.
just one letter.
I was like, wait a minute. Maroon?
Yeah, not that Adam.
Big pool.
That would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I would love to see him act now that I'm thinking about it. Like, hey, man, what's his name from 30 Seconds to Mars is a really good actor. Except that one movie that we don't talk about.
Who was Jared
Plays
Leto?
Joko.
Yeah, Jared Leto.
Joko.
Yeah.
Joker.
That's basically what he fucking played in that movie,
Joko
Joko.
2020.
I didn't.
Speaking of, since we
I like
pulled up the
that
J-word.
movie. I don't give a shit what you
Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
They're coming out
was
with a
good.
new one,
Oh,
and
that
James
might-
Gunn's directing it, so it'll be good. Because James Gunn's a fucking god. He's so good. Did
Alright,
I
what-
blow your ears out?
No, I was just thinking about musicians turn actors, and it reminded me that Ludacris has a foot fetish.
Oh yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I had like a thing.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were
going
about to
towards-
transition.
Joker.
Have you guys seen Joker? Yeah.
Oh,
I
Joker.
haven't.
Yeah, it was
I haven't.
amazing.
God
You haven't?
damn, dude.
Yeah.
I loved
fucking- Where's it at? Other than pirating?
Have you seen Taxi Driver and King of Comedy?
No.
So if you go see those movies, you'll be like, oh, so he just made this movie again with Joker as the main character. And that's probably like my only problem with it is because you can watch Taxi Driver and it's the same movie. Like King of Comedy, actually.
I've noticed a lot of people make the comparison.
Yeah, well, because it's very heavily influenced by it, but so heavily to me that it's like, oh, it's the fucking same movie.
Like, obvious.
He just made a fan film that's with Joker starring as the main character, and it kind of feels like that. But I mean, for the most part, I like how they did the laugh. I like how they did a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, they
but
nailed it.
I've seen Kings of Comedy, so I've already seen the movie. You know, you get what you fucking deserve. That's actually in Kings of Comedy. It's not the exact line, but he does all the same shit and all that stuff.
I'll have
He
to
goes
check
on the
those
talk
out.
show and all that stuff. Have you seen Network? Oh my god, never. Let me not start talking about movies because I can go on forever.
Dude, me
It's
too.
like my fucking.
haven't.
That's my real kink is movies, but I'm a cinephile like fuck. Network is a really good movie from the 70s. If you want to like watch a movie that'll challenge your perception on the world, that's a movie that you should watch.
All right. Have you watched
Might
Black
need to send me a
Klansman?
link of that later.
Black Klansman, yes, good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I don't usually like his newer work too. Spike Lee. I don't usually like. I like his older stuff like Do the Right Thing. I watched that recently and that was like really good movie. But
What was that movie? It's the guy. I always forget his fucking name, but he got the job as a telemarketer.
oh yes, and like horses are involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the fucking name of that movie?
No, it's not For a Good Time Call. That's
Sorry
the
to
girl.
Bother You?
Sorry to bother you. That is what it's
okay.
called.
Fuck, dude. That movie was.
I watched it with a girl that I was dating because we both worked at a call center, and we were like, "Oh, okay, so this is gonna be like a funny call center movie." No, it's fucking not at all. It is kind of.
Yeah,
but
it is,
like,
but it ain't.
it's fucking crazy. It's this weird post-apocalyptic movie that you don't understand until halfway through the movie. Like,
Okay, since we're speaking of movies, have you seen Turbo Kid?
I have. I heard you
thought
talk
that was
about it, and
fucking
I was like,
amazing.
"Yeah,
it's
it's
one of my
pretty good.
favorites.
It's a good movie." Wait, is that the one where he wears the bandana and shit? Right?
No.
No, that's the one where he has like the helmet and like
Yeah.
costume and stuff. The one I'm thinking of is like I can't remember, but it's like the same kind of style as Turbo Kid.
Yeah.
It's like Night Fury or some shit where it's
Oh,
like
I think I know what you're talking about. I
it's
haven't
on
seen it.
Netflix. It's a pretty good movie. It's like, you know, that 80s retro trash movie.
Yeah.
Like it's very good. I like that shit. But I have seen Turbo Kid as well. I get those two confused. Have you guys seen Kid Cannabis? No. Y'all
Never even
ever
heard
seen
of it.
Kid Cannabis? It's on Netflix. It's
Neither
just
one
this,
of us partake.
this
watch a lot of
but
movies.
yeah, it's a good movie though.
Yeah, no,
It's about like these kids just like create a drug empire, and it's kind of an interesting story because of that it's based on a true story as well. And the guy who plays the main character in the movie looks just like a friend of mine, and we used to make fun of him because he drives the same car. He has a Jufro like that. He wears glasses, and like everything was like spot on. We used to call him the Cannabis King for like forever.
So what is a movie you think is overhyped?
Overhyped Black Panther.
Okay, fucking
Hot
R.I.P.
take.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, no, I hate that. I have this controversial opinion too. Then it's like, oh, he just died, and he's really good in fucking Civil War, and I don't know why he's so bad in Black Panther. Like he's so good and compelling in Civil War, and then Black Panther comes out, and it's just like I like the villain more than I like the hero in this movie. It's weird. And he's not that good either. He's a very talented actor as well. I just don't like him in the movie as much as other people do.
Are you a fan of the Blade movies?
I like the back in the day.
The third
yeah,
one was fantastic. I
and-
love the third one.
with Ryan Reynolds and everything.
Yeah.
I like probably the second one the most because he fucking like suplexes vampires and shit, and it's like it's all wrestling moves and German suplexes,
Yeah.
and he just like suplexes them into fucking stakes and shit, and I'm like, this is fucking tight. You can tell they just didn't give a fuck. They were just like, let's make cool action sequences, which is what we want Blade for, anyways.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, ooh, I want the story about how he revenges his mom or whatever.
I can't remember because I haven't seen it in a while, but I always was a big fan of Spawn.
Oh yeah.
That
haven't
movie
seen
was
it.
fucking good.
Have you ever seen the HBO animated series? It's amazing. Like it's so good.
I don't think so.
As a Spawn fan and a Todd McFarlane fan in general, like It was like, it's almost like the true interpretation of Spawn because Todd McFarlane was really heavily involved with the animation and stuff.
Dude, that reminded me. I had a stupid joke earlier off of that name. Turd McFarlane.
Turd McFarlane?
I don't even know what it caused it. I just was...
He's very talented. You know, he created Venom, which is a very popular
I haven't seen that one either.
Spider-Man. It's not very good. You shouldn't.
Okay.
You know, Ed Hardy's like really good in it because he's really good in fucking everything, but he doesn't save the movie. He does Venom very well. If they make a sequel and they put Spider-Man in it, it might be worth it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see. Isn't there a Carnage movie coming out too?
I was just about to say, I want to see
That's going to be like his
movie.
villain movie. And
that used to be your favorite villain too, wasn't it?
Who, Carnage?
That was my favorite
definitely
villain.
villain. I was about
Yeah.
to say,
Oh,
'cause
okay.
if I had to pick between Carnage and Venom, it's definitely Venom.
Nah, Carnage is way cooler.
And I used to play him in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and just wreck my friends, and it was so fun.
Oh wait, was that on PlayStation 2?
Yeah.
Dude, I used to play the fuck out of that game
yeah,
way
dude.
back in the day.
I mean, truthfully, you could have had
Wow.
1, 2, X-Men versus Street Fighter. There's so many fucking games that Capcom made back in the day. I had X-Men versus Street Fighter, and that was my shit. I'm a big FGC guy. Like, I watch Tekken tournaments, and sadly, coronavirus has killed all of it.
I feel like the
FGC.
gaming tournament would still survive during that because
Well, see-
that's something you could easily do and socially distance.
So, like, with fighting games, you can't really, though, because lag. And that's why
Okay.
tournaments are held locally, is because lag is so prevalent online. Like, net play is just not there for fighting games because we're talking about frames of reaction time, you know what I mean? Stuff. Whereas in, like, StarCraft and shit, obviously, like, what's the big games now? Like, League of Legends. Like, those games are exclusively played online already.
Yeah.
So the lag is already, like, there, you know what I mean? And it's not so like micro intensive to like a fractions of seconds, whereas fighting games are. So it's kind of killed. They
Yeah, I think
still
I saw
have
a
the
clip one
online
time
stuff,
during a
but-
Street Fighter tournament where a guy like perfectly parried an entire like I forgot
Yeah, it's
what,
moment
you know what I'm talking
37.
about.
That's
Yeah.
moment 37 of Evo, like 2004 or something,
Yeah, it was
man.
crazy.
And that was like the big hypest moment for Evo, and that's. Evo, for those that don't know, is the Evolution Fighting Championship in America, and it's the biggest fighting game tournament. Even though all those games are made in Japan,
Now, do you
biggest
like
tournaments in America.
Do you like any of the fighting games that stray away from the typical like 2D, like with a little bit of 3D, well, also with a lot of the D-pad like style moves, like hit this is A, you could do certain, like. So do you like games like Smash Brothers?
I love
and
Smash Brothers.
The like Naruto series games.
I like those games, but they're not competitive games in my
Okay,
opinion.
I got you.
What was
Because-
that one that came out just recently? Jump Force? Where it's
Yeah,
like a
Jump
big
Force.
blend of all the shit?
Dude, I tried Jump
That's
Force
also
and it
not a
was
competitive
terrible.
game.
Yeah.
Well,
And I loved. I was so hyped for playing it because I love like it had Hitman Reborn characters in it, like Suna and the
yeah.
Hit and Reborn.
Well, they added
that
like
guy.
Kakashi recently, or
Yeah.
I say recently, but it was probably like last year that they did it. But I was like, yeah, they're still, at least they're supporting the game. But I'll tell you why. Like Smash is a competitive game, but like Naruto, those games, they're just not like, they're not tight enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't fit like. It's so hard to explain it without like gameplay and shit to show you. Like, but if you hit like in a certain way, the combo won't work and shit like that. And it's like it's so just janky. You know what I mean? How the game is like designed that it's just not. It's not a true competitive game. There's definitely tournaments and shit for it, but like, whereas Smash is like so tight. It's such a tight game that it's like, yeah, this is a true competitive game. Except this one, I hate it. Well, I don't hate it, but it's not Melee. Melee, the one that came out on the GameCube,
Melee
is
is
the
the best one.
greatest Smash game of all time.
Melee.
because-
Brawl was good, but Melee is
yeah, but it's
quite
so slow.
Yeah.
Like that's what
it slowed it down.
it split the fucking community in half. There's a documentary about it called The Smash Brothers. I'll definitely plug that because it's
Holy shit,
such
that
a
sounds
good
awesome.
documentary. Yes, it's super good because it goes through competitive Melee history and it sort of like goes through that whole like when Brawl came out and the sort of the diehard Melee fans were like, no, we're gonna continue to play Melee. This game sucks. And then there were some people that were like, no, we're going to give it a chance. And then now it's dead, of course, but because new games came out. But it's strangely like the only fighting game that does that. Like Melee's still alive, even though there's Ultimate out now.
Yeah.
And
Ultimate's pretty fun too.
I
like
agree that
Ultimate,
it's a very fun game to play. It's just not as like competitive as Melee because Melee was so like... Man, it's so hard to go into why Melee is so much better.
But Melee does.
Because it is.
One of
Well,
its
it's
downfalls,
faster and it's like more technical.
Dude, I'm like
It's-
14
There's a
over here,
lot
drip count.
more like map glitches
Yeah.
and like things that you can
And as much as
exploit from the
yeah,
from the
there's a
maps
lot
and
of
stuff.
exploits and stuff, but
Because I don't know how to do it, but there was a way. Like I would
wave dash.
accidentally do this thing with Samus, where whenever I could do like a little bloop and a bomb came out, if I was at a certain spot on the airplane or the Star Fox map, I can just you would go through the map like and down through it.
that's because Melee was made in a year. It was like extreme rush job, but it's almost like beautiful mess because of that. Because since there's so many exploits and shit in it, there's almost more technicality to that game. Because you can like, it's so hard to explain what a wave dash is, but like in that game, you can like dodge with momentum. Basically, if you press left and you dodge in the air, you will go to the left really quickly and dodge. But if you do that on the ground, you can use it for like micro spacing. So you can like slide forward just a tad instead of having to do a dash, which has animations locked into it and all this kind of shit. Whereas this is instant. You move forward that little bit and then you can pull out that fucking quick move that kills them and shit. So it's just like a far more technical game, but it's also way harder to play because fighting games have buffer and Melee does not. It's like you had to press it on the exact right frame to get the right move to come out. And yeah, it's very hard to play, but it's insanely. Just like even watching it, because I'm not that good. I don't play Melee that much, but I watch it because it's so fucking crazy to see people like play this game at a competitive level.
Yeah.
It's the same reason I watch Tekken. I'm not that good at Tekken, but man, just to watch Little Majin play King and just like wreck all these Korean dudes that have been playing and training for fucking 20 years at a fucking stick, just like, oh, they'll never beat me. And this dude just comes in with King, generally considered a low tier character, and he just like, no, I'm gonna wreck all your shit. Oh, it's so satisfying to watch. I just love the FGC because it's so like fuck esports, by the way, grassroots movements, and they finally like are coming back with these like tournaments that where they can curse and like they can act more like it's a old school kind of vibe to fighting games, because that's sorely missing in the community now. Because yeah, everything's esports, and oh, you can't say that.
Are there any other big genres of video games that you're into besides fighting games?
I love all kinds of it. I pretty much racing games are probably like the only ones that I don't play, but I would like if somebody was like, I bet you can't beat me at Gran Turismo, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I can. You know what I mean? Yeah, bet you I can. I'm gonna get the Dodge Viper and I'm gonna fucking whoop your ass. You know what I mean? Eat my dust.
I never got huge into games. I was only into like sports games and Halo.
Yeah, everybody's into Halo. Have you seen?
Are you into non-competitive games as well?
Yeah, I love single player games. Like, I have a Skyrim tattoo, so it's it was a problem in college.
He's really about that life.
I am very much
I never
about
got
that
into
life.
the Elder Scrolls games. I've played Morrowind and I've played
you like-
Oblivion. I haven't played Skyrim yet. I'm probably not gonna.
Do you like fantasy games though? Is that like your shtick?
Yeah, to a degree. I played a lot of World of Warcraft.
Yeah, that's definitely a fantasy game. Yeah.
It depends.
That's more of a turn-based
I
RPG,
usually
right?
No.
Rather,
No, it's
well, I
not
mean, I would say
turn-based.
rather it is, but it isn't. Like you have animations that play. Like I use my attack and stuff, but like it's not a action game. Whereas Skyrim is more like an action game.
I'm definitely into like, instead of playing like a huge variety of games like I know a lot of people do, I tend to like focus in on like one or two games, something that I can squeeze like a lot of content out of. And
I hear that. I like
yeah.
games like that where I paid $60 for you.
especially
Better fucking entertain me.
especially I like competitive games too. It's just in my nature. Like I play a lot of Heroes of the Storm.
So you play the MOBAs and
Overwatch,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. I like Overwatch a lot because it definitely takes the MOBA thing and is like, hey, let's make it a shooter instead and give all these characters like really special abilities, and I like that shit.
But it also takes
I play Genji,
it
so I
takes
need
the
healing.
need off of having to be good at shooting games too. Like
Yeah, because you can
it's
play
not-
like what's her
I'm
name,
a hog-
Symmetra
I'm a
and
road hog
shit.
player, so
Oh yeah, you
I don't
throw
have
the
to.
hook. Yeah, just blah. I love that game just because Blizzard knows how to make a fucking game, but I'm excited for Diablo because it looks kind of tight this time around.
I never got into Diablo.
I mean, I got in Diablo 2, and when Diablo 3 came out, I was just like, this is not my bag. They took away one of my favorite classes, and I was just like, I ain't gonna play this. And then, this one looks kind of cool, so I might play it for a little while, but it's usually, those are generally not my type of games either.
I want to try to run through the list of games that I've really enjoyed. Contra.
I like Contra old
I like a
school,
lot of
yeah.
old school games. Yeah,
I like old
Contra. I really enjoyed Pokemon Puzzle.
I've never played
I'm
Pokemon
obsessed with
Puzzle
like
now that I
puzzle
think
games
about it.
too.
I like Super Puzzle Fighter. I think
haven't played that one.
Me and Matt and fucking Hannah used to like wear out Super Puzzle Fighter. Like anytime I was down there, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna play Super Puzzle Fighter." That and fucking Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi, man. Like, because I remember me and Matt like had the controllers for like hours one time because we were just fucking like nobody else even wanted to play. They want to watch us play because we were just like we looked like a DBZ fight when we were fighting, and it was like, oh shit.
Dude, me and Matt used to play Melee, but we wouldn't like. We made like a story. Like we made like a campaign, like our own campaign with a storyline, and had like characters set up that we would fight.
Nerds.
I'm serious, dude. It was.
I hear you though, because
yeah.
like that's the kind of shit that me and my friends would make. We'd be like, well, I'm gonna play Link, and then
we actually created our own like a long time ago, like paper-based game where we would write our own version of like D&D basically.
that's
and
super
it was
tight.
So awesome.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about Dungeons and
I've never
Dragons
played
really
D&D.
quick?
Sure.
Go
Oh
ahead.
my god, I love it.
You were about to say
It's
something,
like
so
my
hold on to
favorite
that.
Yeah. No, it's
ahead.
Oh, it's just that Matt guy, the one that dated Hannah.
Winstead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt Winstead.
Winstead?
Yeah.
Shout out.
That's not
Yeah,
the one we
shout outs.
called it. That's right. No, that's
No.
Okay.
No,
I was
we
about to
never-
say
we
y'all
never
talked
called
about him on the Mother's Day episode because I remember that.
Matt Winstead.
Yeah, because you were talking about your mom like wouldn't let you hang out
Oh,
with him
yeah.
because he said something about like, are you on drugs or something? And she was like, you better not be on drugs, you know.
No, he was the one that bit my hand over an egg roll at the mall.
That sounds about right.
He did what?
He bit my hand over an egg roll.
That's hilarious.
Sounds about right.
I made a joke like I was gonna steal his egg roll. We were all hanging out in the food court.
Matt's a
And
fucking
he
weirdo,
grabbed
but
my
that's
hand
why
and,
we like
bit
him.
my fucking hand. I'm like, all right, man, I'm fucking shit, dude.
Dude, man, I remember watching him play Resident Evil 4, and he was just like
Oh,
a
I used
fucking
to do it all
god
the
at it,
time.
man. Like, because he had the Wii, and he was just like so good with the Wii. And I was just like, how? Like, I play this game all the time, and he's just like, clap, 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 knows what everything fucking is. Like, played it probably like fucking 40 times all the way through. Like, how are you so good at this game?
He's up
Oh,
for my
yeah, because you
Resident
play it all
Evil,
the time.
dude.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
all about some Resident Evil. And I'm like, very meh on that series just because they're very hit and miss to me, but.
I'm very meh at all game series.
That Biohazard one scared the shit out of me.
Which
I don't know if it was.
Oh, the
first person.
The first person one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Resident Evil 2, but it's just like I think they called it Biohazard here too.
Well, it's the
just,
one
like, weird.
that was. It was first person, and it was also like not.
It wasn't like zombies.
There
and
wasn't a
shit,
shitload of zombies, yeah.
It was that crazy like hillbilly family.
Yeah.
That was really scary. I wish they would have I wish they would release PT, but sadly they won't.
How long have we been going?
Hour 35.
I was about to say some of that's comedy though, right?
Yeah.
Some of that's a bunch of shit that
I'd
we
say
got to
about
delete.
20 minutes.
That was like 20 minutes worth of
And 30 minutes of
potential that we
video
have to
games.
cut out.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably leave it up for the audio, some audio platforms, but YouTube is gonna hit it so hard.
Oh yeah, for
It'll
sure.
just get taken down straight up. I think.
Well, we're never gonna get on YouTube anyway, so don't worry about it.
I started watching you guys on YouTube and I was like, what the fuck's the episode?
Yeah, we only had a couple of them.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Tier
okay,
list.
Spotify.
Redneck Clits, I think, was on there.
No, that didn't
It
make
wasn't?
No, because that was
Fucking-
the day we tried to do OBS.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
Karma and Adam all on the same day.
There's a couple. There was Merry COVID Miss with me and
Yeah, that's one of the ones I watched. I watched that one and I was like, I guess I should get on Spotify. Listen to the
that
real
is-
shit.
That episode sucked because I wasn't on it.
You know, I was kind of bummed. Right when I opened it, I was like, well, where's fucking Camden at? What's up?
Where's
that
the
was like the
fuck-
first episode
Where's
I
the
watched, too.
host?
Yeah.
the one episode he hasn't been on.
Right. I was like, what? What's going on here?
I was very against that idea.
What,
didn't
you
say
not
you were
being on
against
it?
that.
I
idea.
fucking argued with you and Brandon about that like 500 times. Drip count 13. Dude, I fucking you guys were like, because I hate Christmas. I fucking cannot stand Christmas
Yeah.
at all.
I don't either.
And y'all were like, we should dress up, Christmas lights.
Oh,
and
I
Christmas,
thought you
all
meant you were
that.
against the idea of like us doing the podcast without you there. You were
No,
against the idea of the
yeah,
Christmas thing.
No, I was against the idea
Oh,
of
so
the
it worked out
podcast
perfect.
altogether, and that's why I ended up. I was like, "Fuck it, dude. I really don't want to be there anyway." And I felt like shit because I was like getting home late that week, and I just got in that day, and I was like, "Fuck it, I don't even want to be there really."
Why? So why do you hate Christmas?
I just fucking hate. I hate all
It's
holidays.
joy.
I hate Christmas too, though. So I
Yeah.
get you. Like,
Christmas is just stupid. I mean, it's
me-
probably a religious aspect. I fucking hate
yeah,
religion, so
that's
I hate the
that's
religion.
for me. To me, this is like it's because of Santa Claus, legit. First and foremost, because I think it's training for children for God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's training for Christianity. Like, hey, believe in this old man that comes into your house magically.
Be good, you'll be rewarded.
Right,
And then
yeah.
that's an easy transition to Christianity.
Hey, now you remember Santa Claus? Well, now there's this guy named God, you know. It's like, oh.
And Jesus, they're the same person though.
Yeah, but you know.
but Jesus is God's
But there are
son.
3 different forms, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like how water comes, you know, and solid, liquid, and gas.
Bam. Water is God.
Water is God.
Just heard it here.
You know,
first.
legit, that's my, like, fucking whole thing.
You know, it's really God.
Wet ass P word.
Yeah.
Speaking of wet ass P word, I gotta take a shit.
Oh.
Okay. Wet ass poopy.
So that means Scott's over it. He said, "Fuck this podcast."
That's usually,
I'm just
that's
disappointed.
usually how a lot of our episodes end. Is like, I got a shit, so we just ended abruptly.
Oh, what else
not
do we
a
got?
lot.
We got.
No, we don't.
You want to share a traumatic experience?
Oh, this is what I was gonna say instead. My whole life's my traumatic experience, but I'll give you like a really good thing that I did. That's like a bucket list thing for a lot of people. So I made a whole theater of people laugh one time, and it's pretty great. Like in a movie theater, not like because I'm not a comedian, but so I was going to see Pacific Rim, and I was in a really depressing part in my life. So it's kind of traumatic, I guess. But me and my ex had broken up, and I went to you know. Have you guys ever seen the movie Elizabethtown with Orlando Bloom and Kirsten Dunst? So I went to that place because that's a real place it's in Kentucky, and I lived right down the street from it.
I know where Elizabethtown is. I go through there a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever seen Muldrow? You probably didn't because you blinked. You know what I mean? But it's like right past E-Town, Elizabethtown, right before you get to Louisville. Muldrow, yeah, Muldrow, as they would say it down there. Also, nobody, y'all haven't fucking called me out on the thing that I was hoping. I've said Louisville multiple times, and y'all have neither one of you. Yeah, neither one of y'all have been like tried to like what Louisville. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I mean, I've heard so many different pronunciations of it. That's like Louisiana. I say Louisiana.
well, it's like here. You know how we call it Houston County? It's like.
Houston County.
It's not Houston
That's
County.
Houston.
Well, it's named after a person, so yeah, it is Houston or whatever. But
And that's what they say about Houston in Texas. It's named after Sam Houston. I'm like, well, Sam Houston was really Sam Houston. Fuck him. Okay. Shit's Houston. We were here first. God damn it.
so Louisville's
You don't
like
say a
kinda the same
Hughes,
way.
you say a house. Yeah.
Louisville's pretty much the same way. It's like Louisville. It's not Louisville. It's not Louisville. It's not none of that shit. They will make fun of you if you say some shit like that. They'll be like, Louisville, motherfucker. Like, get out of here. And yeah, they just call it Louisville. There's even shirts that are like
Well, it's the baseball bats.
So it's Louisville.
Louisville Slugger.
Louisville. There's no I and S in it. It's Louisville.
Yeah, well, it's like Atlanta. You don't say Atlanta. You say Atlanta.
Atlanta. Yeah,
So
it's just
you're in a
regional
movie-
dialect.
movie
Yeah, I'm in a
theater.
movie theater. So I'm going to see Pacific Rim.
Yeah, we
I'm
got
going
on
to see
track
Pacific
hard.
Rim, and I'm kind of bummed because none of my friends have come with me and shit. And I'm just like over here, like in the movie theater.
Speaking
by
of which, I
myself.
actually liked that movie. I thought it was.
Yeah, super
I
good
loved
movie.
that it was like cheesy.
Yeah, and I like how they just pretty much ripped Neon Genesis Evangelion, and we're
Yeah.
just like, hey, let's make a movie about that. Cool, I'm down with that. So I go into the movie theater, and I don't know if you guys remember how that movie starts, but it starts with like the crackling of the earth, and it's opening up, and the first kaiju are coming in through. So whenever I'm watching it in the movie theater, the audio is off, and I'm just like dead silent theater, listening to like, or not listening to anything, but seeing crackling and molten lava and shit, and I'm just like, bet that really sounds cool. Got the whole fucking theater. And like, I was just like, yes, that just made my whole fucking year right there. Fuck the girl that broke up with me or whatever, because all those people just laughed at my shitty joke, and it made me feel really good. Made me want to be a stand-up comedian, but then I know I don't have that good of material.
Hey, neither do I. Did not stop me from trying.
Well, you know, that's what you got to do or whatever. Quit your dreams.
I do that frequently.
I hear you. You talk about depression a lot, and I'm just like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's me too. Sad boy shit, man. You like Little Peep?
Real sad boy hours. I do not like Little Peep.
Why don't you like Little Peep?
I can't stand his music.
I thought you said
like
little people.
No, well, yeah, why you hate Little Peep?
I lost my virginity to a Little People.
I know.
Yeah, I heard that story too, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Whoa. I couldn't imagine.
I was blown away that I hadn't heard that story yet by the time he told it.
Right. Like, how did you miss that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Everybody that was there said it looked like I was fucking a couch.
yeah, that's what you said on the story podcast.
Did I?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, I don't remember what I said.
I just listened to it, so this is like while I'm like the fucking fact checker of Babblin Dabblin over here.
I said, he's like, nah, actually, you didn't say. Oh, okay. All right.
Actually, no,
But yeah.
I should be your producer.
Okay, so so you have
2 hours
backlog,
away.
like watched most of the episodes.
I've watched most of this year.
Okay.
I've made it pretty much to. I think Zach Kitchens was the last episode. that I
Did you watch the episode with Skrilla?
I don't think so.
What?
Oh, you
That was
didn't.
before
Okay.
Zach Kitchens.
Was it?
Yeah. That might have been last year. I don't know. No. Yeah, we were
Skrilla was
still
an early one.
we were still at Triangle Arts, so that was recorded last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I might have scrolled to Zach Kitchens because I saw his name and I was
was
like,
like-
hey, I know that guy.
My biggest podcast bombing moment was on that podcast.
It was all in your fucking head.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a lot
How
of
that
it though.
works, yeah.
If it was in your head, then it's real.
Well, it was a bombing
Too
moment
real.
for me.
That's not how bombs work.
Yeah, but
Bombs, everybody
It
has
was
to
a
be
bomb in
aware
my
that
head.
it was a bomb.
Sounded
not
like
necessarily.
everyone.
Like,
Yes.
It sounded like everyone
what if it's
was
like
aware
a
it was a bomb.
concentrated?
No, you just said a
bomb?
stupid thing.
Well, let's talk about 9/11 was an inside job really quick, and they didn't blow up all of New York. They blew up fucking 3 buildings. 3, by the way, not just 2. You know, we don't
But
talk about that
everybody
third
was
one ever.
aware it was a bomb.
Fair enough. Not everybody. Some people are like, no, the terrorist did it or whatever.
Well, a
Jet
plane
fuel doesn't-
bomb,
no.
whatever. You
Oh,
know.
what was funny was the other co-host that we had there was like, "Oh, he's replacing me. That's why he's here." Especially after I made the bomb moment, I was like, in my head, I was like, "Oh, he's here to replace me. That's what's happening."
Who, Brandon?
No, not Brandon. The Chris. What was his name?
Casey. Casey.
Yeah.
Chris Casey.
Chris
What are you,
Casey's
Italian or
dad.
something?
Yeah, that guy.
I gotta watch this one now.
Yeah, it
You
was funny.
I mean we made fun of that. The what are you, Italian or something?
Yeah.
Came from
Are you
a
Italian or something?
we did a podcast.
I got a bucket of rocks.
Third shift
Yeah.
podcast. It's not gonna come out though.
It's never gonna come out.
They canceled the project. I
They
think
don't even
I
have
think
the
I
audio.
ruined it. I think
I think
had
they
it.
deleted the audio.
Yeah, I think I was about to say they had it and then they didn't.
They're like, oh, it's mysteriously disappeared. We don't know.
Yeah.
told a great story on that podcast too.
They shut the whole shit down. I feel like I did that to them and I feel bad. So if
I
you're
don't think
listening,
you did it to him.
I probably not, but I ruined that episode.
I don't think you ruined the episode. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
They may not have.
Yeah,
But I thought it was
they
great.
did not.
Yeah.
They did not think it was great for sure.
I think I did pretty well on the podcast, so
Yeah,
I
I
we'll
think so.
see.
This is probably our
You did
best
good.
estimate.
They're gonna be like, hey,
Good pod today, guys. Good pod.
Great pod.
I'm gonna start doing like Joe
Yeah,
Budden.
but they're gonna be like, you started it all the wrong way, man. Why'd you have to start that way?
They had to
came in
resort
hot.
to just listening to comedy for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why we had to change the subject so fast. We're like, wait, I swear.
yeah, but that. I mean, who doesn't appreciate a good little comedy break?
Yeah.
A
for
good
sure.
long comedy break.
All right, so we got
that
to talk
guy
about
impressed
anime
her.
really quick because I want to go through you guys' top 5 video and
Okay.
just be like, no, I hate everything you guys said. No, I'm just kidding. No, you said you actually dropped a fucking what's the boxing anime? What's it called again? I can't
Yeah, Hajime
remember.
no Ippo was
Yeah,
fucking amazing.
It's so fucking good. And you were talking about like the sports anime things,
like
man.
Ace of the
And
Diamond, Haikyuu.
yeah, dude, like fucking Tennis King and shit. And like, I love sports anime. The fucking basketball one is.
I haven't
so
watched that
good.
one yet. I watched
It's
the first
so good.
episode and it didn't catch me, but I just need to try it again.
But truthfully, my favorite of the sports animes is the Hana no 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 or whatever,
that one.
and it's butt bumping. It's poolside.
Oh,
butt
I'm not
bumping.
going to watch that one.
It's so good though, dude. You have to watch it because they have like martial arts Dragon Ball Z moves for whenever they like bump off people and shit. And it's because it's like Howling Dragon Typhoon Butt and shit. Like it's so fucking good. Like I love shit like that. I love ecchi anime that's like classy. Like
Another anime that everyone keeps telling me to watch that I feel like I'm going to have to refuse is JoJo.
yeah, I
God
mean,
damn it!
it's not for everybody. Like that's
Another
for sure.
drip. I watched that one go down your face and onto your
Ooh,
shirt.
that one's bad. That's not on the
What was
face.
that? Like
no.
fucking 15? I don't remember.
I don't know, too much drip.
Yeah, you got all the drip.
Lost count of the drip.
But JoJo's
Speaking
like,
of drip, if you guys want some drip, I'm just kidding. But I'm not.
No, we're not.
You were saying?
JoJo's
God
just like
damn it!
I
16.
don't know. It's just too wild sometimes. Like I like the old JoJo series when they were in high school, and now it's like fucking bananas. And it was bananas back then, but it was just like It's just making fun of trope anime, but y'all didn't. I don't think y'all mentioned like my favorite one, which is One Punch Man, dude. Did y'all?
I had never
mention
finished that. I need to watch it again.
I watched the first season.
It's so good. I like it
It was
because
hard
it
for me to
just
get
makes
attached to
fun
the
of
main
other
character.
anime.
Yeah.
Well, but that's like
That's the point.
That's kind of
I
the
know,
point of
I
it.
know.
Yeah, it's Gino's like the true hero of the series, but it makes fun of that trope of like Naruto
17.
and Goku and shit and all that
The
stuff.
over
And-
OP,
yeah, the OP
yeah.
character that always has to show up and save the day, and that's Saitama. He's just like. And then he also has like the mosquito episode. If you've seen that one, that's
one's
like
great.
it's a comedy anime through and through, and I love that about it because it has those serious moments where like a Sea King, that's a fucking great episode because it's so like Moomin Rider's little fucking last stand and shit. It's so good, it makes me cry a little bit. And y'all were talking about movies that y'all don't cry during, and I'm like, you fucking have souls, man. I cry during like all kinds of movies. Enter the Spider-Verse, I cry every time.
I've
Every
cried
time.
during I Am Sam when I was a kid.
Nope.
Maybe a little bit of Radio.
I was about to say, like, as a kid, I probably cried after like fucking Little Mermaid and shit. I was like, no, or whatever. I don't remember the plot of that movie.
The only movie I remember making me cry was Requiem for a Dream.
That's so wild too because
I don't know why.
I don't know. I guess it is sad. It is
I mean,
sad.
sure.
Anime isn't it making me cry more than movies do?
Really?
Have you seen Clone
They give me like, those
Dude.
like those chills, when Naruto comes in when they go, it fucking gets me, man. And I don't even like Naruto that much, but
When Ash had to let go of Butterfree,
Oh,
Pokemon,
yeah, man.
dude, I fucking bawled.
have you seen I Choose You, the movie that they did? It's basically the first season of Pokemon, only they just like mash it together and it has no weight to it at all because he captures Butterfree and lets Butterfree go in like the same 10-minute span. Oh, it'll be alright.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna.
Okay.
It ain't gonna fuck it up. This thing's been through hell.
Gotcha.
The fucking right paddle barely works half the time. I have to like snap it back inside and fucking karate chop it. So.
Yeah.
But anyways, anime. Gotta get these out. One Punch Man, fucking the boxing anime, the butt bumping anime. What's another good one that y'all didn't mention? Y'all mentioned Death Note, because that's
After the fact.
Oh,
I thought
Space
he-
Dandy, man. Y'all didn't say that.
Never heard of
And
it.
it's pretty much the sequel to Cowboy Bebop. It's a different series. It's not like
I haven't
Spike
seen Cowboy
Spiegel's
Bebop
is
either.
not in it, but you should really watch Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
It's
no.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck?
It's one season, man. Like,
yeah, it's 26 episodes.
Yeah.
and a movie, but you don't really need to watch that part.
Trigun was dope. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not.
I haven't watched that one either.
Vash the Stampede.
A lot of the
man.
really popular ones I haven't watched.
Yeah, you said
Like the
that, and I
older
was
ones.
like,
I don't know.
yeah,
There's no
I get
reason.
that.
I just hasn't.
I got you to watch Basilisk, and I felt really good about that because it's
That was a
really good.
series. Yeah. I tried to watch the follow-up series, but
See, I watched like the first episode, and I was just like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Like, y'all talk about Attack on Titan too, and I hate Attack on Titan.
What the
Fucking
fuck?
love Attack on Titan.
Which-
Yeah,
so
is this your
good.
microphone? Shut the fuck up, dude.
So, but to me, because I know what happens later on, because I read the manga, I'm just like, I'm so over it. Like, it's just everybody's a fucking Titan by the end of it. And
Thanks.
I liked it. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
no spoilers.
everybody is the
Whoops.
spoiler.
Yeah.
There's more than just Aaron. You know that already
Yeah,
if you
I
watch
know.
the first season. And you know, if now in season 2, they pretty much like, hey, these guys are too, or whatever.
Wait, there's 3 seasons out, right?
There's 3.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, the 3rd season they reveal the other
Titans.
island, like who's
And
the
if I'm
Titan
right,
member.
in the anime, there was a little bit of filler that wasn't in the manga, like the really long giant one that was like dragging his face into the ground. You remember that one?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, because I don't remember reading that in the manga. at
Oh,
all,
that brought the king, when he was trying to attack the fucking.
I guess.
Fire Nation.
Yeah, he basically, he was just dragging himself through the fucking ground
Yeah.
and setting everything on fire or some shit.
That's
Yeah,
actually
that
what
one.
I've been watching as per y'all's.
Avatar.
Avatar: The Last
Yeah,
Airbender.
it's the fucking best, dude.
And I watched the movie when I was, that came out, and I was like, what?
The live
What do you-
action movie.
What do you mean the Earthbenders can't bend the Earth they're currently standing on? But whatever. That's why they're in the fucking oil rig in the cartoon, and it's like, well, yeah, that makes sense.
And it turns out they can bend metal, but only Toph can or whatever. So if
Well-
you haven't got there yet, whoops.
I
Top
haven't
sick though.
watched
Yeah, Toph's dope.
any Avatar like enough.
I know,
that
because
can,
you're a
like-
loser. We get
Well, and I get it because to me, I was like, oh, it's a kids Nickelodeon anime.
it. Nah.
I mean,
it's
I've
definitely
seen
not. Like,
episodes
especially
that
once you
were
get into
just
like book
on.
3 and shit, you're like, holy shit, this really took off. And because at the beginning, I was like, why is everybody like this? I was watching like the first few episodes, and I was like, why is everybody like this? And then you get to the point where Aang is like fucking a badass, and you're like, oh yeah, this is why everybody likes it. He's the Naruto of this show and all that shit.
Did I mention Maggie?
I don't think so. Have you seen Parasite? It's on Netflix.
I fucking love
Oh
Parasite.
yeah, Parasite's
So
really good. My buddy got me to watch that. Also, if you like Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball Super, you're kind of dumb because Dragon Ball's the only good one. Hot take.
Yeah, wherever that soundbite is.
I don't even know anymore.
There was this one anime. It's only like 17 episodes called Angels of Death. It was all right.
Do you guys like the trapped in a video game genre of anime?
Like Sword Art
What?
Online.
Yeah, Sword
Log
Art
Horizon.
Online or Log
haven't
Horizon.
seen
That's
that one,
exactly
but-
what I was about to bring up because Log Horizon's really good and Sword Art Online's trash. But
You know, I tried to watch Log Horizon, and I think I got 1 or 2 episodes in, and I didn't like how matter of fact, like nonchalant they were about it.
What do you mean?
Like when it first goes into it, they're like, "Oh, we're in a video game."
But they're
It-
not.
it
though.
wasn't dramatic.
They
Like-
learn more about it as they're in it, and it's sort of like because they know this game. They've been playing this game for years, so
Yeah.
they think it's all the game. You know what I mean? And then they get farther into it, and they figure out that they can't die and all that shit. And like the more you get into it, it's more like a game because it plays by the rules of what a game would play like. Sword Art Online does not. It plays on, well, Kirito's the best, and that's the logic of that show, and I hate it. Like, it's just like, Kirito has special powers because he's a beta tester, and it's like, that's not how video games work at all. Like, it's just not how they work.
Like, have you seen Batum? Mm-mm. It was a little short, like 13 episode runoff, I think, but it was amazing, and it's also one of those like sort of trapped in a video game ones. And it's just
I really like those,
BTOOM, and then Shield Hero, Rising of the Shield Hero. Have you seen that one?
That sounds familiar, but I've been watching Overlord, so that sounds familiar.
That's another
It
one.
seems
I'm
like
only
that's
a-
a character that's in Overlord, but
It was hard for me to get into Overlord. I couldn't get attached to the main character.
it's kind of hard. Yeah, I get it. It's like Goblin Slayer, man. I can't really get into that either.
I watched
That one
it,
was
but
okay.
it was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt
I
about it.
wasn't
I was
super
just like,
excited
man.
about it. Have y'all watched
And-
Promised Neverland?
Is that the movie?
No.
No, it's a series. I read the manga. I haven't watched the anime, but it's the one where the kids are growing up on a farm, but they think they're an orphanage. Turns out they're living in the demon world, and the demons are raising them for fucking ass cattle.
Oh boy.
Oh Jesus! I need to watch that now. That sounds like a crazy premise.
Have you guys seen Devil is a Part Timer?
I fucking love that anime.
Oh
so
my god, yes. That's like my top 5.
It's amazing.
It's just a comedy anime, but it's so like first episode is actually like really well done. Like,
It's one of the best first episodes
yeah,
of a show you'll
for
see.
sure. It hooks you like instantaneously because it's the only part of the fantasy world that you ever get to see, and then they're in the real world, and then it's just like, we gotta get
juxtaposition of it.
jobs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the devil, and I gotta get a job, and it's so good. And they work at like Whack Ronald's and shit. Like, it's so
dumb.
funny.
On World of Warcraft, on the motorcycle, I had the motorcycle on that you could buy through like the neutral auction house, and I had it macroed to where whenever I mounted it, it said "Release the Doulahan," because whenever he would ride his bike, he'd always
Yeah.
say "Release the Doulahan."
Oh man, that's so.
I fucking love that show.
It's a very good show, and it's sad that it only got a season, one
Only-
season two.
Another one that deserves a second season that never got it was Dead Man Wonderland.
Yeah, so you know the reason that like it didn't get a season 2, right?
I don't know the reason.
Because it's not popular in Japan. It's only popular here.
I feel like that happens with a lot of animes. Like the same thing happened with that zombie one, High School of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
Apparently
yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
great over there, but it killed here.
I don't get why people like it here, but I mean, it's
it was my
whatever.
first
It's-
anime I
It's
ever
a
watched.
it's a taste thing rather than anything else. I don't really like slice of life animes unless they're like they have something more for it. You know what I mean? And granted, High School of the Dead's not really a slice of life anime, but it kind of is at the same time. It's like it's a
So
fantasy
do you like
slice of life.
Chobits? Did you ever watch Chobits?
So I read the manga back in like
Is
middle
that
school and
slice of
shit.
life? Would you consider that one?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
okay.
That's slice.
I
It's
love
it's
that
got
one.
a sci-fi spin on it, but it's
Yeah.
definitely a slice of life. It's like, hey, I'm gonna go take care of the sex doll and not have sex with it. Because I swear to God, isn't she a sex doll?
No,
like,
but
I thought she
yes.
was. She's like a robot, and that's what people use them for and shit in
They
the
can,
universe.
yeah.
yeah, and like he just doesn't.
It's
right?
one of those things where I guess you can call it a sex
Well, because he
robot
like
because
cares
it's a female
for
robot
it and shit.
Yeah.
Like, well, but I think they established in universe that they're sex robots sometimes and shit.
All right, man, we're gonna wrap. We're almost at 2 hours.
Well, yeah, to turn her on, you had to like
Last
reach
one,
in and
last anime because it's the best one ever.
All right,
Ghost in the Shell, and I can't believe
That was good.
Yeah, the movie's good. The series are good.
Dude, I'm so fucking tired.
Oh,
You're so
I was like,
Tur-
why do you hate Ghost in the
dirty?
Shell?
Oh, I haven't seen Ghost in the Shell. This
It's-
just this water dripping on me.
I like Cyberpunk.
All right, yeah, he's
also,
going crazy.
Last video game, Cyberpunk 2077, is coming out this year.
Wait, you can't leave just yet. We got
Are
to
you
outro
sure it's
the
coming out
episode.
this year?
Oh yeah, I gotta do the.
Nothing's
after
coming out
episode.
this year.
It is coming out this year. It's coming out in November.
Until they postpone it
It is.
again.
Hey, you know what?
No,
They
I
won't
don't.
do
I
it
don't
again.
mind it at all.
They won't do it.
I
again.
want them to make sure they release a good game.
Yeah, it better be as good as Witcher 3. I swear to God.
Attack on Titan season 4 got pushed back because of coronavirus. I think I read an article about it.
Well, so did everything. But
Yeah.
Now they've got new release dates, and they better fucking be.
We're on your ass. All right.
We're onto it.
All right, so that's been another episode of Babblin and Dabblin. As always, we love you. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a return listener, thank you for coming back. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all at Babblin Dabblin. The handles are all BABBLIN.
DABBLIN.
And Blaine didn't really have much for you to go do. So, you have
Blaine
any-
Wild, Facebook,
Adam.
all that.
Get Adam, dog.
You can see my memes. Also, you can get your toes sucked on, you know.
What's your FetLife account?
Are you in the Scott's Kink group?
I am.
Okay, all right.
I joined it specifically because I was like, what's Scott's kink, though? Like,
We'll never know.
yeah, we'll never know.
That's part of it was never started to actually find it. It was just to make fun.
Yeah.
Post memes
It's
and
got some
stuff.
pretty good ones in it. I like it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, join that group if you're listening. Is this Scott's Kink? That's a group on Facebook. Join it. Have fun with us.
I will never confirm nor deny.
Yeah. Well, he denies some.
Yeah, there's a few that are just too much.
It's just like, no.
He's like, all right, I can't
Can
even
definitely
play.
deny.
I can't even play about some of this shit. All right. Anyway, again, love you. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate you giving us your time. You don't have to. All that other gay shit that people say. But I mean it.
Buy some merch and represent us.
Yeah. All right.
This isn't a question. This is a demand. If you're
This is a
listening
threat.
right now.
Get some drip or die. All right. So, Blaine, you already know the deal. You know what we're about to make you do right now. So,
Yep, I do. I already like planned this all the way out. So it's going to be the 10+ year high school reunion.